Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Losses are teaching tools. Losses are teaching tools. Now I know nobody likes to lose. Nobody. It don't feel good, do it? It don't feel good to watch your favorite team lose. It don't feel good to lose a situation, lose a mate, lose a job, lose anything. Shoot, lose your favorite cone. It don't feel good. I actually got upset. I remember in college, I lost my favorite comb, and I actually wrote that down in a note. I said, this was a bad day. I lost my favorite comb. No, it don't feel good at all, does it? It don't feel good to lose anything. And especially if it's a really bad thing, like losing your car keys somewhere, that could be really bad, or losing your wallet, that could be really bad, right? So losses are not the best feeling, but they are teaching tools. And that's how you have to look at it. When you lose at any time, it's a lesson. It's not an evil thing. It's a neutral thing. It happens. There's nothing wrong with that. The key is, okay, what did that loss teach you? If you lost your wallet, the loss of that wallet might have taught you to pay more attention to how you carry your wallet and everything. Or you lose your car keys or something. And, that might tell you to pay more attention or to put it somewhere. Like my car keys, I always keep them at a certain spot. I always keep them in the same spot no matter what. As soon as I walk in my place, I put them in this spot. I put it in the spot. Now, once in a blue moon, I might put it in a different spot, but usually there's only certain spots I'll put it in. I never put it in some place I can't find them again, right? But I always do that because now I've never lost the car keys before. I've lost keys before though, and so you start carrying them a certain way. Like I've lost. I remember when I was little, and, I was a latchkey kid, because I was living with my grandmother, and she would, her and my grandfather, they wouldn't be around when I get home from school. And if I ain't had my key on me, I couldn't get in. There were plenty of times I'd just be sitting outside chilling until they got there, right? Well, the lesson there was put that key around my neck, right? But whatever thing, like in a relationship, now that's a big loss. You got that person that you feel like that you might have even loved, but that's a teaching tool because it's two things. One, the person might not have been good for you. You can learn that lesson. Or the main thing you learn is that you won't repeat the things that cause that loss, because that's the thing. They teach you stuff. Every loss teaches you something. Every time I might have to change something in my business or what I'm doing, I had to learn something. I had to learn how to do something. I had to learn how to look at something different. Every single time, I'm gonna tell you what. Every single time that I've lost something that looked like a setback, I came back from it stronger because I learned. In fact, this was something my grandmother peeped about me when I was in college. Because when I was in college, at first, I wasn't that great a student. I was chasing too many little girls around, right? But I was. But I remember there was a class, I got an F on a test. Right? But then when I took the test again in that same class, I got an A. And my grandmother peeped. In fact, I remember the teacher specifically gave me kudos for it. But the thing was, I was like, okay, I got this F on this test. All right, let me change some stuff up. I changed how I studied, my study discipline. I paid more attention in class. I did everything. And I think that particular class I ended up getting a B, right? And that F was going to stand, But I ended up working it out till I got a B, right? And the teacher even told me, he said, yeah, you could have got an A before that one test. I was like, yeah, you're right. But that was important. Like whenever you lose something, you change something, you figure out something, you examine it. Like it's nothing wrong with falling. It's nothing wrong with falling. Is that you figure out, okay, what caused me to fall? What caused me to be rejected? You know, if you don't get a certain job, okay, what did you do? Did you come in that job right? Were you prepared? Like anything, any mistake, you figure it out and then you change it. So it's not a bad thing because a loss can expose a weakness. It could expose something, it could let you know something you need to improve in. That's very important. That's very important. It's a tool. Like everything, every learning is a learning experience. In fact, that's what I'll call stuff like that. Like people know me for talking about relationships, but I say, hey, if that woman rejects you, I've told guys this, and I've told women this. Like I told the guys, if a woman rejects you, if I told the women, if a man rejects you, it's a learning experience. Figure out what it was that caused you to be rejected. You know, even sometimes, even if you can ask somebody who rejected you, and I've done that a couple times, and they'll say, well, this, and you did this. I was like, oh, okay, I know what I need to work on. I need to know what's important, right? So that's a teaching tool. When you in a business, say you're in a business, you're an entrepreneur, and the business doesn't work out, it's a learning experience. If you look at many successful people in business, they weren't always like successful. They, in fact, virtually every person. I've read a lot of books on success, and I've read the stories of many people who were successful, and they can always tell when they weren't doing well. You look at somebody like Jeff, or they weren't doing as good. Like you look at a lot of these famous. Look at somebody like Jeff Bezos. I saw something about him. He used to flip burgers. Now I ain't saying that's bad, but obviously he did something to go beyond that. So that's very important. You always learn, and even even if it's not a loss, even if it's not the position or situation that you want, you still learn from it, so you can take it to another level. This is very key, very, very, very key. And you want to do this. You want to use those as teaching experiences. Those are teaching tools. Those are the most powerful thing. Because the thing is, you're supposed to get better. And it teaches you how to get better. Like, it's great to win. Ain't nothing wrong with winning. But sometimes in winning, we can miss out on some of the things we need to know. So, yes, you still want to win, but don't look at the loss as a bad thing. It's actually a great thing. Because and seriously, I can look at so many instances where on the surface it might look like a bad thing, but it actually inspired me to go to another level. You know, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now if I didn't have some negative things happen on jobs I've been on in the past. You know, that was one of the things that inspired me to be entrepreneurial, like negative situations. I was like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. So, losses are teaching tools. Always remember that. So, I want everyone to keep rising and transforming. Peace and blessings.